We've got gaming news stories I got to go through here, Todd.
Okay, let's go through
including
those.
the game I teased earlier, a fourth-person video game. What the devil is that?
What is that?
That's it.
So when someone says this is a fourth-person game, this is what image should pop in your head. Like,
So I'll tell you what it is. A spoiler, it's a game called Pavilion. But go ahead and play a little bit of the video here,
Oh, there's a video. I can't wait to
There sure
see
is. It's about a
this.
minute teaser, and I'll show you why this is unique.
Okay.
So a fourth-person game, you don't... Where's the character on here? There it is. You don't move the character, you interact with the environment, and the character moves around that. Does that make any sense whatsoever?
yeah, I used to do that with anthills.
So it's a pretty cool way. You control the environment, you don't control the character, and I guess henceforth a fourth-person game.
Okay, so basically you just taught me that a fourth-person game is just a marketing buzzword. Okay, thanks, Paul.
Well-
because that was an isometric
As we
game.
mentioned earlier in the week, there's an announcement the Xbox One is going to be getting its Twitch functionality March 11th,
Okay.
which includes a snap feature.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, I'll explain, Todd. So
Please,
there's-
because I'm old.
Yeah, these are all the hip lingo terms that the kids are using. On the Xbox One, what you'll be able to do is you can say Xbox One broadcast or snap or whatever, and it'll put your Twitch broadcast like you're watching now to the
Oh.
side, and you can play your game.
So unlike when my dad used to yell at the TV and nothing would happen,
Yeah.
today you can yell at the TV and stuff actually happens.
However, if you throw it, it will still break.
Okay.
So, but yes, that's a very good example.
Man,
you
the
know.
future is now.
So here's a quote from, I think it was Matthew DePietro, who's their vice president of marketing. Again, this is from Twitch. We knew when we embarked on the next-gen console products that they would be a hit with gamers. Also, you know what toast are?
Yeah, but I'm getting a fungus treatment for it. It's almost healed, but the
And
toenail's still
on the
yellow.
Xbox, on the Xbox. When you have an update from a friend is online, or there's the little pop-up comes onto your screen, it's called a toast. And it'll pop up on your screen and tell you when your friends are playing and all that kind of stuff.
Is there a way to block my parents from seeing me?
Is the Counter-Strike co-creator says that first-person shooters aren't as exciting as they used to be. Tell us something we didn't know.
Yeah.
Right? This isn't a Gama Sutra interview, by the way.
Yeah.
Again, this was Min Lee, the co-creator of Counter-Strike. He said, the higher up the game publisher mandated the game to be free to play. Me and the other designers had to rewrite a lot of the game design.
Wow.
That goes to show you how much you have to design a game to be free to play.
Yeah. Take, for example, like BioShock was kind of a unique first-person shooter that kind of broke the mold a little bit.
So if there's an MMO type FPS, kind of like PlanetSide, but more character development based, I think they could run away with it.
I think the shooter audience is less about that and more just about shooting stuff, though, right? I don't know. I mean, that's... Now, Todd's playing with... This is
I'm
what we
sorry.
do on this show.
I'm
We have a very
sorry.
intelligent gaming conversation going. We're having a moment, and Todd wants to play peekaboo.
Look, my ADD medicine only lasts for 15 minutes. How would you describe this?
The event itself was
Yeah,
the announcement that the DC Infinite Crisis... Is it March 14th, the
March
open beta?
14th,
Yeah.
open beta,
Three
plus 3 new characters.
To step back a little, Infinite Crisis is a new MOBA
Yeah,
in a market that already has League of Legends,
yes,
already has Dota 2.
that's right.
But this is a game that has something else going for it.
Well, we'll let the executive producer
Yes.
talk about
well,
that.
I'm laying the groundwork. But I'm
Yes.
saying basically it's a DC Infinite MOBA. So we went there to try to, just get our hands on with it. We played a fair amount of it in the lounge, but to actually have the creative directors there and the executive producer give us their insight and ask them some tough questions.
Okay.
Thanks for taking a few moments to talk with
Great,
us.
thanks for being here with us.
Inevitably, when you introduce a MOBA to the market,
Yep.
people are going to say what makes it different than what Riot's doing, or
Sure.
what makes it different than what Valve's doing.
Yep.
Do you worry about that, or do you try to make your own thing? Or how do you compare to the other guys, I guess I'd say?
Yeah, so I mean, it's an obvious question.
Sure.
It's obviously a part of our thinking, but the most important thing for us is focus on what our game.
Yeah.
What's our game? What makes our game what it is? And that all started really with DC and the DC characters, superheroes, supervillains,
Sure.
MOBA, competition. How does that all fit together? And it came from wanting to be powerful, wanting to feel like I'm a superhero. When I do something, it matters. It affects what's happening around me. And that drove all the mechanics that we have in the game now of destruction. It drove sort of the objectives that we have, where we drive team fights sort of all the time from right when you get in the game. And that was sort of an organic thing that grew up.
Right.
Sort of from the nature of what we were doing and the fiction that we were using and the kind of universes that we were in. But it has ended us in a place where we feel like there is some real unique appeal to what we're doing, and it really is around those two things. The whole sense of aggression, the sense that there is objective after objective after objective that's driving you to team fight pretty much from the minute you get into a map, and over and over and over again. And then the fact that the maps themselves are very dynamic and destructible, and and it doesn't hurt that you're playing characters that
Sure.
when you're watching a game and you're doing a spectating game and someone's saying Batman just knocked the crap out of the Joker. That's something
No
that you
MOBA
can
can say
understand,
that,
right?
right.
So it's
So
cool.
open beta, March 14th.
March 14th.
Sign up for it and everyone
Yeah,
can take it for a
absolutely.
spin.
March 14th, open beta, take it for a spin, and we're releasing 3 new characters that day: Mecha Superman, Aquaman, and Green Arrow. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, thank you.
Thanks.
All right.
Stuff and things.
And sorry, if you guys are huge fans of this game, I've never played it before, so if my questions seem disrespectful, it's not that. I just didn't know what to say because
He's a disrespectful guy. I can vouch for that,
it's
yeah.
true. I have disdain for all of you.
This is Cardell. He is the game director? No, the creative director for Infinite Crisis. And I've not played this game, but you've chosen a character for me based on your assessment, which is Harley Quinn.
Yes. Click on join real quick so we can get in the lobby.
Okay.
You will lose. You will also win, but you will definitely lose. Everyone, no matter who you are, you will lose.
You know what? That actually sounds like a fundamental philosophy for just life in general.
Yeah. Your biggest concern is going to be characters who have the ability to hard lock you in place. Any way to keep you in one location for a long period of time.
So you don't have like Jehovah's Witnesses in here because they would just lock you there.
It'd be very awkward. He comes over and starts talking to you, and
Yeah,
you just
you
don't know how to
can't
get
leave.
away.
I patent that.
Fair enough.
There you go.
So right up front, one of the things that's important to note is that there's that little eye symbol, kind of like a little floating eye with like 3 charges.
Yeah.
That's right there.
Yeah, I see that.
If you right-click on that, it will give you it gives you a surveillance device.
Oh, there it is.
Now it only has 3 charges total, so now there's 1 charge left. If anyone else wants to grab it, they can.
So you saw me playing the game in there. Now I'm not a big Infinite Crisis player, but I'm going to become one because I want to do you honor. I heard that there's new characters, 3 new ones. Can you tell me about those?
From our open beta launch, we're going to push out these 3 new characters whom we've been working for quite some time.
Okay.
And right up front, you have Mecha Superman, this giant Goliath. He's basically a transformed farm bot in many ways, with the heart of Superman, a heart of Kryptonian. And he brings to the table a lot of just strong enforcer abilities, and he can come into a team fight and basically just take a ton of damage and do a bunch of damage to other folks. Like that's what he brings to the table, and I think he's just a lot of fun to play. Another fan favorite people have been asking for, Green Arrow.
Okay, I saw that.
We may have heard of him.
Yes, I've heard of him actually.
Yes, who knew, right?
Yeah.
And then I would say for the last character, the one whom I feel is my pride and joy is Aquaman.
Aquaman.
And Aquaman, he is the highest skill cap character we've ever made. He is very, very, very hard to play very well. He's a character who's good. He's an assassin style character. He comes out of nowhere, and he can basically disappear you with a wave of his trident and have a lot of different play styles. Because, for instance, you were playing Harley Quinn.
I was.
And you were actually doing a decent job with Harley Quinn. I
All
thought.
right, thanks.
Yeah.
That's from the game director, or the creative director of the game said I did a decent job.
Yeah,
so.
I'm not going to damn you with faint praise. I'm just saying it was good.
I'll take what I can get
For your
right
first
now.
ever mobile experience, it was very, very good.
Yeah,
Very good.
yeah.
He looked like he was 9 feet tall in that clip.
He was.
Yeah, he was.
I was standing on a small step ladder just to get up to shoulder level with that guy.
So that's DC Infinite Crisis. Thanks to the guys at DC and Warner Brothers for letting us go there.
Yeah, I couldn't
Also
believe
give
we
us-
got invited.
Hey, listen.
The fate of the earth is in my